Have you ever looked at someone and wondered why they treat you as if your feelings don't matter? Have you ever given your best, shown kindness, respect, patience, and understanding, only to be met with disregard, criticism, or complete disrespect? If you have, then this message is for you. Before we begin, take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to the channel for more life-changing lessons inspired by Stoic philosophy. Now, imagine living in a way where no insult can shake you, no rude person can ruin your day, and no disrespect can steal your peace. Imagine becoming so mentally strong that the behavior of others no longer controls your emotions. This is not a fantasy. This is the path of Stoicism. One of the most painful experiences in life is dealing with people who don't respect you. It can happen in your family, at work, among friends, in relationships, or even among strangers. Disrespect cuts deeply because every human being wants to feel valued. We want our voices heard. We want our presence acknowledged. When people dismiss us, mock us, ignore us, or treat us unfairly, it feels personal. But the Stoics understood something powerful. Most suffering does not come from what people do. It comes from the meaning we attach to what they do. The moment someone disrespects us, our minds begin creating stories. They think I'm weak. They don't appreciate me. I need to prove myself. They can't treat me like this. And suddenly, we are trapped in emotional warfare. The Stoics taught that true power begins when you stop allowing other people's behavior to dictate your inner state. Think about that. If someone's disrespect can instantly make you angry, anxious, depressed, or insecure, then they are controlling your emotions. And if they control your emotions, they control you. The greatest victory is not defeating difficult people. The greatest victory is refusing to become their prisoner. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's greatest Stoic philosophers, faced betrayal, criticism, political enemies, and endless disrespect. Yet he reminded himself every morning that he would encounter selfish, arrogant, dishonest, and ungrateful people. Not because he was pessimistic. Because he was realistic. He understood that difficult people are part of life. Expecting everyone to respect you is like expecting the weather to obey your wishes. It simply doesn't work that way. The first transformation happens when you stop being surprised by disrespect. Many people suffer because they keep expecting unreasonable people to suddenly become reasonable. They expect selfish people to become kind. They expect toxic people to become supportive. They expect disrespectful people to become respectful. And every time reality fails to meet those expectations, they experience disappointment. The Stoic approach is different. Instead of expecting everyone to act correctly, accept that many people are still fighting battles within themselves. A disrespectful person often reveals more about their character than yours. People who feel small often try to make others feel smaller. People who are insecure often criticize. People who lack self-control often lash out. People who carry inner chaos often spread chaos. Understanding this doesn't mean excusing bad behavior. It means refusing to take it personally. Imagine standing before a barking dog. Would you spend hours wondering why the dog barked? Would you lose sleep trying to convince the dog to like you? Of course not. You understand that barking is simply what the dog does. In the same way, many people act according to their nature, their conditioning, their fears, and their limitations. Why allow their behavior to poison your peace? One of the most powerful things you can learn is that respect cannot be forced. Many people spend years trying to make others respect them. They explain themselves endlessly. They seek approval. They chase validation. They argue. They defend every accusation. They fight every criticism. But genuine respect does not come from begging for it. It comes from embodying it. When you respect yourself deeply, something changes. You stop tolerating treatment that violates your values. You stop chasing acceptance. You stop shrinking yourself to fit into places where you don't belong. You stop sacrificing your dignity to keep people comfortable. And suddenly, the world begins responding differently. Not because you demanded respect, but because you carry yourself with quiet confidence. People can sense when someone values themselves. The Stoics believe that self-respect is the foundation of all other forms of respect. If you don't value yourself, you will constantly depend on others to determine your worth. And that dependence becomes a weakness. Because people are inconsistent. Some will praise you today and criticize you tomorrow. Some will celebrate you when you're successful and abandon you when you're struggling. If your self-worth depends on them, your peace will always be fragile. But when your value comes from within, everything changes. Another lesson Stoicism teaches is the incredible power of silence. When someone disrespects you, your first instinct may be to respond immediately. To argue. To defend yourself. To prove them wrong. To win. But silence is often stronger than reaction. Not because you have nothing to say. Because you have nothing to prove. Every argument requires two participants. When one person refuses to engage, the conflict loses energy. The strongest person in the room is often not the loudest. It is the one who remains calm while everyone else loses control. Think about how much energy people waste fighting battles that don't matter. Online arguments. Pointless debates. Endless explanations. Hours spent trying to convince someone who has already decided not to understand. The Stoics would ask a simple question. Will this matter a year from now? If the answer is no, why give it your peace today? A person who masters silence gains a superpower. They become difficult to manipulate. They become difficult to provoke. They become difficult to control. And that is true strength. There is another truth many people struggle to accept. Not everyone deserves access to you. This realization changes everything. Many people believe kindness means tolerating disrespect. It doesn't. Kindness and boundaries can exist together. You can be compassionate and still walk away. You can be understanding and still say no. You can be loving and still protect your peace. The Stoics understood that your time and energy are among your most valuable resources. Why invest them in people who consistently drain them? Why keep returning to environments that destroy your confidence? Why continue giving your attention to those who treat it carelessly? Every day you spend chasing respect from the wrong people is a day you could spend building a life that doesn't require their approval. Sometimes the most powerful response is distance. Not revenge. Not hatred. Not resentment. Distance. Because distance creates clarity. Distance protects peace. Distance reminds you that your happiness does not depend on anyone's opinion. One of the greatest traps in life is trying to change people. We want them to understand. We want them to improve. We want them to become who we believe they should be. But Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control. And other people are not within our control. You cannot control their attitudes. You cannot control their words. You cannot control their actions. You cannot control their opinions. But you can control yourself. You can control your response. You can control your character. You can control your decisions. And that is enough. In fact, it is more than enough. Because the quality of your life depends less on what happens to you and more on how you respond to what happens. Every difficult person becomes an opportunity to practice wisdom. Every insult becomes an opportunity to practice patience. Every act of disrespect becomes an opportunity to strengthen emotional discipline. The Stoics viewed challenges as training grounds. Just as muscles grow through resistance, character grows through adversity. Without challenges, strength remains theoretical. Without difficult people, patience remains untested. Without disrespect, self-respect remains unproven. Life is constantly asking one question. Who are you becoming? Not when everything is easy, but when everything is difficult. Anyone can remain calm when treated kindly. Anyone can be confident when praised. Anyone can feel strong when supported. But can you remain centered when criticized? Can you remain dignified when disrespected? Can you remain peaceful when provoked? That is where greatness is revealed. Many people spend their entire lives trying to win battles against others. The Stoics focused on winning the battle within. Because the inner battle is the only one that truly matters. If anger controls you, you lose. If bitterness consumes you, you lose. If resentment dominates your mind, you lose. Even if you win every argument, even if you prove every point, even if you get the last word, you still lose if your peace disappears. The highest form of victory is maintaining your character regardless of circumstances. Imagine becoming so emotionally strong that disrespect no longer has the power to disturb your soul. Imagine hearing criticism without collapsing. Imagine facing rejection without doubting your worth. Imagine encountering negativity without absorbing it. That level of freedom is possible. But it requires practice. It requires awareness. It requires discipline. Most importantly, it requires understanding that your value is not determined by how others treat you. A diamond remains valuable even when buried in dirt. The dirt does not reduce its worth. Likewise, someone else's inability to recognize your value does not diminish it. The problem is that many people spend their lives standing before blind people demanding to be seen. They spend years seeking appreciation from those incapable of giving it. They seek validation from people who don't even validate themselves. And they wonder why they remain exhausted. The Stoic path invites you to stop seeking external confirmation. Know your worth. Know your principles. Know your values. And let that knowledge be enough. There will always be critics. There will always be doubters. There will always be disrespectful people. But there can also be peace. There can also be confidence. There can also be freedom. The choice belongs to you. Every morning, remind yourself that the world owes you nothing. No guaranteed respect. No guaranteed praise. No guaranteed fairness. But it does offer opportunities. Opportunities to grow. Opportunities to learn. Opportunities to become stronger than you were yesterday. When someone disrespects you, ask yourself a powerful question. Is this person defining my worth, or am I allowing them to define it? That single question can transform your life. Because the answer is always the same. Nobody can define your worth without your permission. Nobody. Not a boss. Not a family member. Not a friend. Not a stranger. Not society. Not anyone. Your worth exists independently of their opinions. The moment you understand this deeply, a profound shift occurs. You stop chasing. You stop proving. You stop begging. You stop explaining. You stop fighting unnecessary battles. And you start living. You start building. You start growing. You start becoming. You begin directing your energy toward things that actually matter. Your goals. Your purpose. Your health. Your growth. Your peace. Your future. And suddenly, the opinions of difficult people begin to lose their power. Not because they changed. Because you changed. This is the essence of Stoicism. Not controlling the world. Controlling yourself. Not eliminating difficult people. Eliminating their power over your emotions. Not demanding respect. Becoming so grounded in your own worth that disrespect no longer shakes your foundation. Remember this whenever someone treats you poorly. Their behavior belongs to them. Your response belongs to you. Protect your response. Protect your mind. Protect your peace. Because peace is priceless. And once you understand that, you stop handing it away to people who never deserved it in the first place. Stand tall. Remain calm. Stay dignified. Walk away when necessary. Speak when necessary. Be silent when necessary. But above all, never allow another person's lack of respect to become a reason for you to lose respect for yourself. The world may not always treat you fairly. People may misunderstand you. Some may underestimate you. Others may criticize you. A few may even try to break your spirit. Let them try. Because when your strength comes from within, no external force can truly destroy it. Your peace is your power. Your self-respect is your armor. Your wisdom is your guide. And your character is your greatest victory. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs encouragement today, and subscribe to the channel for more powerful lessons on Stoicism, self-mastery, inner peace, and mental strength. Remember, The moment you stop needing respect from everyone is the moment you become truly free. And freedom is a strength that no one can take away. As you continue your journey through life, you will notice something remarkable. The people who seem the most unshakable are not those who have never faced disrespect. They are the ones who learn how to rise above it. They understand that every insult is a test. Every criticism is a challenge. Every act of disrespect is an invitation to choose between reaction and wisdom. Most people react automatically. They hear something offensive and immediately become angry. They feel ignored and instantly become hurt. They feel rejected and immediately begin questioning their value. Their emotions are controlled by circumstances. Their peace depends on the behavior of others. And because other people are unpredictable, their inner world becomes unstable. The Stoic refuses to live this way. The Stoic understands that emotional freedom is one of the greatest treasures a human being can possess. When someone insults you, they are offering you something. Not wisdom. Not truth. Not understanding. They are offering you their opinion. And like any gift, you have a choice. You can accept it. Or you can leave it where it belongs. Imagine someone handing you a bag filled with garbage. Would you carry it home? Would you place it in your living room? Would you spend weeks staring at it? Of course not. Yet many people do exactly that with insults. A careless comment made in 10 seconds occupies their mind for 10 days. A rude remark spoken in a moment becomes a burden carried for years. The Stoics would ask why. Why give permanent residence in your mind to someone who was only a temporary visitor in your life? Your mind is valuable territory. Not everyone deserves space there. One of the greatest signs of maturity is learning what deserves your attention. Attention is life. Whatever receives your attention receives your energy. Whatever receives your energy grows stronger. If you constantly focus on disrespect, resentment grows. If you constantly focus on criticism, insecurity grows. If you constantly focus on negativity, suffering grows. But if you focus on growth, growth grows. If you focus on purpose, purpose grows. If you focus on wisdom, wisdom grows. The direction of your attention determines the direction of your life. This is why Stoics guarded their minds so carefully. They understood that protecting your peace is not selfish. It is necessary. Many people believe strength means fighting every battle. True strength means knowing which battles deserve your energy. Not every insult requires a response. Not every criticism deserves attention. Not every conflict is worth entering. Sometimes the strongest move is simply continuing forward. Consider how often successful people are criticized. Throughout history, every great thinker, inventor, leader, and creator has faced misunderstanding. Many were mocked before they were admired. Rejected before they were respected. Ignored before they were celebrated. If they had stopped every time someone doubted them, they would never have achieved greatness. The same principle applies to your life. You cannot simultaneously pursue your highest potential and constantly stop to answer every critic. At some point you must choose. Will you spend your life defending yourself? Or will you spend your life becoming yourself? The answer changes everything. When someone disrespects you, remember that their opinion is not your identity. Their words are not your reality. Their judgment is not your truth. Too many people confuse how they are perceived with who they are. These are not the same thing. A person may misunderstand you. That does not define you. A person may underestimate you. That does not limit you. A person may disrespect you. That does not diminish you. The sun remains the sun even when hidden behind clouds. Its light has not disappeared. It is simply unseen. Likewise, your value does not disappear because someone fails to recognize it. Never forget this. One of the deepest lessons of Stoicism is understanding human nature. People often act from pain. The person who constantly criticizes may secretly feel inadequate. The person who mocks others may be fighting insecurity. The person who disrespects everyone may lack respect for themselves. This does not excuse harmful behavior, but it helps explain it. And understanding creates freedom. Because when you understand that much of human behavior comes from internal struggles, You stop taking everything personally. You realize that many attacks are not truly about you. They are reflections of battles happening within the other person. A mirror reflects what stands before it. People often reveal themselves through the way they treat others. The angry reveal anger. The bitter reveal bitterness. The insecure reveal insecurity. The peaceful reveal peace. The respectful reveal respect. And this realization changes your perspective. Instead of asking, "Why are they treating me this way?" you begin asking, "What does this behavior reveal about them?" That shift creates emotional distance. And emotional distance creates clarity. Another powerful truth is that revenge rarely delivers the satisfaction people imagine. Many people dream of proving others wrong. They fantasize about success, recognition, or achievement as a way of making critics regret their behavior. But the Stoics warned against living this way. Why? Because when your success depends on proving someone wrong, you remain emotionally attached to them. They continue influencing your decisions. They continue occupying your thoughts. They continue controlling part of your life. True freedom comes when you no longer need anyone to regret losing you. You no longer need anyone to apologize. You no longer need anyone to acknowledge your worth. You simply continue becoming the best version of yourself. Not because of them, but because of you. This is a level of power that very few people achieve. Most people are trapped in emotional chains. They need approval. They need recognition. They need validation. The Stoic seeks something deeper. Self-mastery. Because self-mastery cannot be taken away. Money can disappear. Status can vanish. Popularity can fade. But a disciplined mind remains. A strong character remains. An unshakable spirit remains. And these are the things that truly matter. As you move through life, you will encounter people who underestimate you. Do not fear them. You will encounter people who dismiss your dreams. Do not fear them. You will encounter people who fail to appreciate your efforts. Do not fear them. Fear only becoming someone who abandons their own values. Fear becoming bitter. Fear becoming resentful. Fear allowing difficult people to transform you into someone you never wanted to become. Because the greatest danger is not what others do to you. The greatest danger is what you become because of it. Many people start as kind souls. Then betrayal hardens them. Disrespect angers them. Disappointment poisons them. And eventually they become the very thing that once hurt them. The Stoics refused this path. They chose character over bitterness. Wisdom over revenge. Growth over resentment. And because of that choice, they remained free. Every day presents a new opportunity to make the same choice. You can carry yesterday's insults into today. Or you can release them. You can relive old disrespect. Or you can focus on your future. You can continue giving power to those who hurt you. Or you can reclaim that power and use it to build a better life. The choice is yours. Always. No matter what happened. No matter who disappointed you. No matter who failed to respect you. You still possess the ability to choose your response. That ability is your greatest strength. Never underestimate it. There is a peace that comes when you stop trying to be understood by everyone. There is a freedom that comes when you stop trying to be liked by everyone. There is a confidence that comes when you stop trying to be approved by everyone. Because the truth is simple. Not everyone will understand your journey. Not everyone will appreciate your heart. Not everyone will recognize your value. And that's perfectly okay. Their understanding is not required. Their approval is not required. Their respect is not required for you to continue moving forward. Keep growing. Keep learning. Keep becoming stronger. Keep becoming wiser. Keep becoming calmer. And one day you will realize that the people who once had the power to disturb your peace no longer have that power. Not because they changed, but because you evolved. You became emotionally stronger, mentally tougher, spiritually deeper. You learned that your peace is too valuable to trade for temporary arguments. You learned that your happiness is too important to place in someone else's hands. You learned that your worth is not a public opinion. It is an internal truth. And once that truth becomes part of who you are, life changes forever. You walk differently. You think differently. You respond differently. The things that once upset you no longer matter. The things that once controlled you lose their grip. The things that once caused pain become lessons. And through those lessons, you become stronger than you ever imagined. So the next time someone disrespects you, pause for a moment. Remember who you are. Remember what truly matters. Remember that your character is more important than your reputation. Remember that your peace is more valuable than winning an argument. Remember that your future is more important than someone's temporary opinion. Then continue forward. Calm. Focused. Unshaken. Because the strongest person is not the one who defeats everyone else. The strongest person is the one who remains master of themselves. And that is the ultimate Stoic victory.